All right, so let's start with this one. Can I survive a wildfire by hiding in a bath? Let's give it a thumbs up, because I ain't no thief. Here we go.
How you going? Check out this tree and see if you can spot something I didn't before I bought this place. It's burnt. Every single tree here is burnt. And that's real bad, as some idiot made all of them out of wood. You know what's...
Oh, he's close. I was like, no way! That apron is a little too close to his skin color at first glance. Anyways, wildfire sites are very sad. Like, this is so sad. Because we get a lot of wildfires in Canada as well. I don't know why. I feel like we have so many more wildfires per year compared to when I was a kid. Like 100 years ago. It's just so sad with all these trees turning into ashes, or they turn like completely white sometime. And it's very eerie when you're driving by and there's a nice forest and then there's just one patch that's completely black or completely white. It's so sad.
Some idiot made all of them out of wood. You know what's also made out of wood? My new house. So what am I going to do if a bushfire does rip through the property? Or even worse, what if there are marauders?
He got a new house? Nice! Congratulations! In this economy, those AdSense payouts be doing overtime. I hope it wasn't him with his jet engine in the last video, although I would not be surprised.
Could I survive by hiding in your normal household objects like your bathtub?
He actually set a shed on fire. No.
Right, now I'm picking 3 things to attempt to survive in. And the first is the bathtub. And it makes sense if you don't think about it very hard. It's made out of steel, it's wet, and it's a contained space.
I really didn't need to see that. Why did that look? That looked too realistic. Oh, that looks too realistic, man. Are you sure he's close? Gosh, I hope so.
Yes. There was a really interesting article published by a fire coroner that showed that around 50% of people that die in their house are located in their bathroom and even the bathtub. And I don't think that's because they were dropping their kids off at the pool when the fire came through. It's probably because it feels like the safer room filled with less flammable objects.
Yeah, it does.
So I'm going to do the best case scenario and get a cast iron bathtub filled with water and then put a wet towel on top. My flawed logic here is if water filters smoke in a bong, surely it will work with a wet towel in a bath. Next we got your fridge.
I was gonna say I thought the meta way of surviving in a wildfire is by hiding in the freezer, wasn't it? I could have swear I've seen some movies or video games where there's an explosion in an apartment and they survive by hiding in the freezer.
Your fridge. I couldn't work out where you live. I'm getting the exact fridge from the Indiana Jones movie where Harrison Ford hid in it and survived a nuclear blast and then got shingles.
Nuclear?
And fridges are a pretty common movie escape trope, but I'm not sure there is anything safe about them as they are covered in toxic plastic, have a compressor, and are usually filled with stinky fish.
Tad, why are there 2 rotten fish in your fridge and nothing else, huh? Huh? The life of a bachelor, I swear to God. Sheesh.
Then for all you Americans, we have a fireproof gun safe, and it's got walls made out of steel and gyprock, which is meant to insulate it and keep the temperature under 150 degrees. And this sounds a lot better than a fridge, but I don't know, as even if you don't die from the heat, unlike the guns in the safe, you need oxygen to survive. And to make this test slightly scientific, I'm going to put a thermometer in each with an oxygen and a CO2 reader, so we all know exactly how effective they are. But first, I'm going to do a small scale test.
God damn. That's like the smell of feet plus 2 rotten fish.
And
is that what she said?
Good for the mini bath, as after only a minute of this tiny house being on fire, the water was already boiling. But maybe it'll be different.
I can't imagine being in a freaking contained container. That's a sentence. I can't imagine being in a container that's really tiny and it's like 110 Celsius. Eee! Cook me alive.
For the fireproof safe, I made this block, which is gyprock mined straight from the source,
Nice.
some felt, and then sheet metal. And this
Very
is pretty
good.
promising. I kept this flame against it for like 10 minutes, and the heat inside didn't go up at all.
Oh.
And inside is gold.
But I don't think we learned anything from this small test, except not to give a 3-year-old a powerful laser. Ow! Okay.
Is that his daughter?
Which means I need a real house to burn. Heads, I burn down this house. Tails, I need to make one.
Well, how convenient that it landed on Tails, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like he rigged the system, but look at how many heads are around him. Yeah, Heads, I'm gonna do this really regrettable thing. Tails, I'm gonna do it in a lesser degree. Oh shit, it's Heads again. Oh shit, it's Heads again. Oh shit, it's Heads again.
Yes.
So the first step in building a house is getting 2 mates to do all the work.
Nice.
Dan and Liam. Dan builds houses for hippies in the mountains, and Liam is a professional architect with a YouTube channel.
Oh.
Mates that have different names will also work for building a house.
Oh, okay,
so if
cool.
anything goes wrong, we all know who's at fault. And at first I thought I'd spend $1,000 on wood, but why would I do that when I can buy a $2,500 chainsaw and then spend an hour ruining the bar to make an Alaskan mill, which allows you to turn anything wooden into more wood.
Wow, infinite wood hack. Infinite wood hack. Builders hate this one simple hack.
You know what they say, give a man a stinky fish and he'll eat it, but give a man a chainsaw and he'll be eating stinky fish for life.
Oh, amazing. Thank you for the head pat.
But I did forget that the wood of this tree is still very wet, and the same with the giant gum tree that fell down on the
Very
property.
wet.
So this ain't gonna make good building material or burn very well. So instead we stole the neighbor's trailer and headed down to the local tip.
Nice.
Dunny though. Maybe you could hide a baby in a dunny. And after almost getting into
Why
a
is there
fight
liquid
with a
in
man
there?
about a hoe,
You got the hoe.
Hey, you got that hoe. You got that dog in you. And that dog is a
hoe's
hoe.
on the house. Enjoy your hoe.
we somehow got everything we needed to burn, including a Chubb fireproof safe, a fridge, and a cast iron bar,
Nice.
all from one tip. Unfortunately, the tip didn't have much good wood though,
Rip.
but we met some tradies who gave us some free concrete formwork. So then we pointed at a plan
That
and
was
worked out
easy.
that the tradies' wood was not going to be enough. So we also had to buy some pine for the walls and frame.
I hate how he's walking bare feet on those wood planks, man. They're so full of splinters. Ah! It's painful just looking at it. The tip didn't have good wood. Nope. They needed more hardwood.
And we tried to get the
Isn't that the
untreated
sound of a
stuff, but there
microwave?
is still some pretty nasty chemicals in plywood, similar to cigarettes. And I mean exactly the same as cigarettes.
Whoa.
And we're kind of just making our own version of an IKEA burnable house, where
Yeah.
we remake all the walls in the neighbor's garage and then hopefully can just walk them over and nail them in place. And the first wall looks like a floor, but that's because it's on the floor and not on the wall. Then the other walls came together perfectly.
Nice. You know, I'm just thinking, I don't know why they're doing this. I don't know why they're actually going to the trouble of building a real house with different walls. Why don't they just cut a bunch of wood planks or like wood bits and stack it so it looks like a house and then put a bathtub in the middle? You know what I mean? Why even build this? All you need is a wood structure anyways. Doesn't matter if it's actually integral.
So once we had a big stack of walls, we moved on to the floor, which we were going to make in one giant piece. And I can't tell you
I
how
hate
long
this.
I wanted to use one of these. Like legally, I signed an NDA and I can't. But it's my new favorite tool. And it's
What
crazy
is that?
to think that a tool company watched
Stapler?
my hammer gun video and made a more functional version of it.
Oh shit!
And we did forget about the weight of the floor and almost made it too heavy to move.
Rip.
And after an hour of moving panels to the top of the hill, we
Congratulations
realized we
on
could've
your
just
new
made everything
position!
And you would think that with the combined brain power of a YouTuber, architect, and builder, that this whole build would come together smoothly.
Yeah,
and we would be
2.5
able to get the
brain cells in
basics, like
total.
all dimensions right. But somehow we either stuffed up the floor or the wall. So we took it back down and weren't pissed off at all.
I feel like these people probably have the patience of saints, especially him, given how much trial and error is involved in all these projects. Like, some of them must be so frustrating. This is months of work? Really? I thought it would be like 2 weeks with all the people he has doing them. Wow, months of work just to burn it down for a video. Ouch, he almost hit. Oh, he almost. Oh my goodness. He almost killed him.
Throughout this whole building process, there was a constant feeling of everything being completely pointless. Like usually the things I make are useless, but I've never put this much effort into something whose only purpose is to be destroyed, which resulted in Dan, Liam and I constantly arguing about what to do.
Missed.
I wanted zero effort, Liam wanted it to just stand upright, and Dan thought we were actually building him a real house.
No,
And we didn't want to break the...
This is why alignment on a goal before you start a project is so important, man. Classic group project. Hi, Artemis, how are you?
illusion and tell him we were burning it all down, so we let him do a fancy thing called bird mouths on the rafters.
A
And
what?
look, I'll tell you a secret. Some of my other subscribers have been saying some pretty nasty stuff about me. They said, Paul, you're a nice guy, but you're real stupid. And you don't know what a bird's mouth is. They also said some stuff about your sister, but we all know that's true. So Paul, a bird's mouth is this...
What did you say about his sister? Ain't no way, Chad. Is it true about the sister? That's crazy. That's crazy. Tell me more.
point right here. And it's for the rafters, so they sit nicely on the walls. And it makes no difference at all. But remember, Dan thinks this is actually his house.
Not correct?
Wait, Dan thinks...
Incorrect. What's happened? Doesn't
Oh, I
reach?
want to see Dan's reaction when they burn the shit down.
So we tried for an hour or two to make one, but couldn't even get one of them right. So
Uh-oh.
we just called it a day and went fishing.
Men.
Let's get out of here.
Men. Let's go fishing. What? Can you even catch anything here? Wait, I thought you had to like go a little bit away from shore where there's not a lot of really drastic waves to catch fish. Oh. That's
Look at
where
that.
he got
It's
the
sponsor
fish.
of today's video, Udo.
Udo.
Udo is an all-in-one business management software that provides entrepreneurs like me with a range of applications to simplify the day-to-day management of their business, including invoicing, accounting, project management.
I feel like
website
there's so
creation,
many
and
of these
more.
now.
Today I'm focusing on the Udo inventory application, which is essential.
Like
for any
there's
business
Notion,
management
there's Monday.com,
adaptive
and now there's
advanced
Udo.
features like barcode
And they all look
management, smart
really
storage
similar,
rules, and
I'm not gonna
complete
lie.
traceability. It offers a comprehensive solution to maximize productivity and minimize errors. It allows you to efficiently manage
Your
inventory,
OSHA training is kicking in. That
effortlessly
step ladder
organize
is
your shelves
not
and
safe.
plan,
You
and
know
automate
what? I would
product
say
movement from
you
the
are
warehouse
qualified to have that OSHA
Also, if you're doing
certification
the
because
picking
you are
and packing,
correct.
you can optimize your
Ain't no way
processes with
anything on his set
smart
is safe,
strategies such
like
as
ever.
cluster and batch picking, as well as first in, first out, last in, first out, and average costs. I love that.
What did he
about
say?
You want to do some real-time tracking? Well, Udo has that as well, and you can stay updated on stock levels, expiration dates, and product movements. With the integrated barcode scanner, you can easily register the incoming stock to the warehouse in seconds, saving you from redundant manual work. So
Isn't
start
this just
saving time
drop
in the
shipping?
warehouse and streamline the flow with Udo inventory. Click
Isn't
on
this
the
just a
message
drop
that
shipping?
started with Udo.
Notion's
First
pretty
day,
nice.
click the
Oh,
line.
I don't know. I feel like I'm so...
Okay, day two.
I feel like I'm so old school with the way I prefer to do my work. Like, I really enjoy having pen and paper. And I like that feeling of scratching the paper with my pencil tip. Is that just me? I really like that. So whenever... I know Notion is very convenient and having digital stuff is really just convenient. I just can't get into it because it doesn't have that scratchy feedback.
Bird mouths.
Yay!
And that worked
Burn
this
it
time.
down.
So we cut a billion more and then just slapped on the roof.
Nice. Man, I hope they're
Then
wearing
nibbled
sunscreen.
some tin sheet before
You can
slapping
see
it
him
on.
getting
you not
tanned
know if
throughout these footage. That's crazy.
Circumcised, though.
Pretty sure I am. I just don't want to make my dad feel uncomfortable while asking.
And there we go. There was only one more thing to make.
No! Is that a glory? That's a really thin glory hole. I thought it needs to be a little bit thicker than that.
And now the cabin
Nice.
is done. But I forgot something pretty major. There might, maybe, possibly, definitely be a total fire ban. So we can't legally light it on fire. And usually I would do it anyway, but people aren't going to be happy if I set the whole area on fire while making a video about fire safety. Which means we're going to have to wait a month for the fire ban to end and also get permission from the fireman. And that's also the end of Liam and Dan. So go check out Liam's YouTube channel where he makes things slightly better than I do on his channel.
This is their legacy. This is the last project they worked on.
1 month later. It's moldy.
Oh no. That's how fast wood molds? I don't know why I'm surprised. It's a natural ingredient. I guess it should. Wait, how come like our wood doesn't mold? Any builders in chat? Any builders in the comments? Does Canada have OSHA? Of course. Of course. That's so loud.
The cabin is fairly dry now.
That's
so we waited for a non-windy night when my mates were feeling pretty hungry.
And there's a chicken in there.
Yeah, there's a chicken.
Oh.
Would you like to write anything nice on the walls?
No, I'd like to put that. I'd like to put that over here.
Tell me where you want to put it, please.
Right here. Step ladder into the.
Ruins the shot.
No, it doesn't.
Also, who has a bathtub in their living room with their safe? All of this is wrong already.
Not everyone's a rich YouTuber. Some people have to live like this.
So inside.
Ain't that the truth? Some people will be lucky to have this. Oh my gosh. This is like a stereotypical apartment in New York and you have to pay 3,000 USD a month for this, all right? Jeez, man, these Aussies, they don't know what's good for them. America has wooden pipes for water? Are you serious? You guys are using wooden pipes? Wood doesn't rot if it's permanently in water. If it's in water and then dry in the water and then dry, that's when they start cracking and rotting. But you guys have wooden pipes? Are you serious? Yeah, the 1700s called and they want their pipes back.
Inside the fridge, safe, and bath, I put some chickens, thermometer, and an oxygen reader. And the sensors aren't fireproof, but they don't need to be. Because if
that
they
chicken butt has a whole suspicious hole in it. And given the little hole in the wall that we just witnessed, I am a little suspect.
we'll know it was hot. And here are my predictions. The fridge chicken is going to be completely gone. Bath chicken is going to boil. And I reckon the chicken in the safe might survive, but will suffocate.
Smells good. Is it going all over your feet?
Is it? Is that enough?
Scissors, paper, rock. Scissors, paper, rock.
Jilly.
Hey, Jilly, you got it. You got limited time.
Oh, that was fun.
Whoa!
That looks so fun. I am concerned about the abundance of grass and trees around this structure. I hope they have some sort of stuff and fire people around to put it out just in case. 1700s, we had lead pipes. Nice. I love lead. I may or may not have eaten some pinchos when I was young. That's why I became an anime VTuber.
Not sure why we had so much trouble lighting this cabin full of petrol, so I tried again with my favorite cocktail.
I love it!
Whoa!
That's the tastiest!
Whoa.
Oh shit, it's going, it's going.
And place your bets now on what's going to happen to me when I run into the cabin to get the intro shot of me running out. A, I get burnt. B, I find a penny. And C, I forgot that I shattered glass on the ground and cut open my foot.
No! D, none of the above and you made it out safely. Or E, you died. And this is your last video.
What is going on? Should have put on the...
Ah!
That's really bad.
What?
You know what I completely forgot about?
What?
The fact that is filled with glass.
Ah!
Oh!
You've got a really deep cut on the bottom.
Oh!
Oh my god, they censored it, thank god. Oh, okay, it's sad. You know what animals used to do when they cut themselves? They have to lick the wound to disinfect it. Do we have any takers to help this poor Australian man seal up the wound on his toe? Go, go, go.
Pretty good cut. That's a good cut.
Okay.
So after patching up my foot and putting on shoes, we refilled the cabin
Thank
with
you.
petrol and tried again.
Damn. What the fuck?
Is that meant to happen, Jilly?
Yeah.
Bro just drank petrol.
Yep, we're out. I reckon we do it.
You're the wolf here, yeah, but I don't lick other wolves.
Whoa!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, it's spreading, it's spreading.
Oh, but I want to eat
What the?
And you don't need me to explain what just went wrong there, but I'm lucky, stupidly lucky.
Oh shit! Literally like 2 seconds.
Oh, like you should probably go light it by hand. Oh yeah, we don't want to be too close to this.
I know, he never wears shoes. Goddamn, brother. It literally took cutting open his foot for him to put on shoes. Sheesh.
2000.
This is like a sick album art from like 10 years ago, you know what I mean?
Holy dude, it's over 600 degrees in there. You can feel the heat from here.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, this probably feels like a huge
Don't watch out for
bonfire.
anything around here. I mean, we can't.
Where's the marshmallow?
Wait.
Where's the s'mores?
Could we, yeah. I don't know what's gonna do anything.
600 degrees, holy
Hey,
shit.
grab that, whatever that is down there.
Dude, that chicken's gonna be overcooked. It's gonna be so charred. Like 600 degrees, that water is probably boiled off by now. And then chicken's gonna dry cook. Ugh. Yeah, because the boiling point for water is 100. So yeah, that water is probably long gone, bro.
Holy I did not think it would be that hot.
Thank you for that,
Dude, this
James.
is not good.
This is not good.
Should we just start spraying it?
Alright, the cabin is going up quickly. It was already over 700 degrees Celsius. And it's so hot that we had absolutely no chance of putting this out, even if we wanted to. We couldn't get within 10 meters of it.
That's their fire. That's their emergency fire exit method. A tiny, tiny 1-inch hose you use to water the lawn with. Oh my goodness. I don't know how he hasn't gotten in trouble with the law.
You're doing a good job.
Yo, he's doing real good
Previously, when I
work.
saw the houses of celebrities and influencers burn down, I didn't care. But knowing it could happen to me, and seeing how hard it was to control this small burn, has definitely encouraged me to get some firefighting equipment of my own.
Oh, here we go.
Which is really good that we picked a wet day with no wind, as the fire still seems contained. But if the
This
wind
is so dangerous. Just a little bit of wind to blow that flame over. You don't even need like a full flame. You just need a little bit of a spark to hop over to another tree and you're done.
picks up and these embers change direction, we
Yep.
could be in a lot of trouble.
Yep.
So the first thing to go was the roof, which knocked the bathtub through the floor. And I sound like an idiot saying this, but I just couldn't believe how hot the fire was. So I'm changing my prediction. No chicken is surviving this.
No chicken. I think that fish is done too.
So
Gosh,
after we
they're
let it burn
really
for an
lucky.
hour, which is a much shorter time than the real house would be on fire, we started putting it out. And it wasn't looking good for the bath chickens or the fridge chickens.
They're so lucky. I think we have a couple of firefighters in chat where we light a cargo container until it looks like it from the inside to go in and feel the heat and how to move the best. Oh, that makes sense. Do you guys have any tips for surviving a house fire if I were to be stuck on like the second floor of a house? Well, how do I maximum my chances of surviving? Please do not do this. Please do not follow in his footsteps, chat. Yeah, of course I'm gonna leave.
Boiled alive. Okay, well that's... I mean, I feel like we don't need to check on the chickens at this point. Like,
I'm surprised a little bit of the water is
it's a
still
pretty
left,
certain
actually.
thing, yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm feeling a little bit dumb for ever thinking that there might be something to this video at all.
Let me get the flame in
too
there
close.
as well.
I am so surprised they still have water. Or maybe that's water they poured in afterwards. Let's see how cooked the chicken is.
It looks well cooked.
That looks delicious.
Nom, nom.
But it's just
Whoa!
It tastes like lobster.
It's so moist.
And somehow the chickens tasted amazing, even with the aftertaste of burnt towel.
You heard it here first, chat. If you want to have the best turkey for Thanksgiving this year, this is what you have to give up, all right? You better start building a house now so you can set it on fire come November. Wait at the window and wait for a ladder. How do you survive the smoke? Apparently you're supposed to have like a wet towel over your nose and then lay low to the ground. Is that right?
But before we open up the fridge and safe, we're going to wait till it cools down in the morning. And the most impressive thing about this is not the fire, but the fact that the bathtub fell through the floor and still stayed upright.
How did the bathtub land?
The most impressive thing is that the firefighter area, that the firefighters in the area didn't show up. Or police didn't show up.
And also look, this is the fridge chicken.
Oh, you can see it.
Yeah, look.
Oh!
Wait, pick it up.
Oh!
So crispy.
Tad, go eat it. Have a taste.
Okay, so don't hide in the fridge.
Don't hide in the fridge.
Oh,
It actually looks pretty, almost a little bit good.
Chad, give it a
you
taste.
don't know the combination to the safe.
What? The knobs melted. That was metal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That is safe.
This looks delicious.
Wait, that looks perfect.
Where did the
Wait. That looks like that golden brown color looks like the chicken I get from my supermarket every 11 a.m. On Saturdays.
thermometer go? You can't negotiate with a fire.
You can't negotiate with the fire. You can't argue with the fire.
You just
Wait
have to
a
get as far away from
second.
it as possible.
You know, if there is actually a bushfire, the only thing to do is get out of there.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way to actually stay safe. But definitely chuck some chickens in the bath, because you'll have the most delicious chicken dinner to come back.
You should always have a whole frozen chicken waiting in the freezer, Tad, so that the first sign of a fire, don't get out. No, get your chicken out first. Set it up in your bathtub, run the water, which takes like 10 minutes, and then get out. Legal caveat, that was a joke. Please get out when you see a fire. Thank you.
Back to.
That chicken looks good though. I hope they salted it. Free meal, ain't it?